Hello, my name is Michael McVeigh and I'm Head of Publishing at Jesuit Communications. In this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of the Australian Catholics Education Hub. Now, first things first, how do you access the site? Once you've got a subscription to Australian Catholics magazine, we can set it up so that anyone with an email address for your school will be able to set up a registration and log into the site. In order to set up that registration, you'll see there's a link at the top that says become a member. There's also a link under our memberships tab, Education Hub registration. Click on that and it'll take you to our registration page. Once you're on that page, as I said, anyone with an australiancatholics.com.au subscription will be able to log in and access the site. So if you put in the email address here, you'll see the school will appear in the right-hand column here on the drop-down menu. So you just select your school, then you fill in your first name, last name, select teacher access, create a password, tick the bottom buttons to let us know that you accept our terms and conditions of membership and that you're not a robot, and click register. Once you've done that, an email will be sent to your email address. Click on the link in that email and your registration will be active. Now, in addition to that, we've also got the ability for subscribing schools to actually look at manage accounts themselves. So at the top, once you've logged in, you'll see, as I've just done, on the top there's a button that says account. Again, there's also a button there under our memberships tab that says member account. If you click on that button, it will take you to the account profile page. And then each school will have a user admin. And that person will have a button here that says user admin. If you click on that button, it'll actually give you a list of all of the users at your school. You can add users, you can edit users, you can help people change their passwords if they need to, and you can add new users yourself. And when you add a new user, you don't actually need to wait for them to receive the confirmation email. All you need to do is just select true there, and their email login will be enabled, and they'll be able to use the email login and the password that they've set up in order to access the site. So once you're in, now I'm going to take you through a tour of what we have available on the Australian Catholics website. So we have 4 tabs here where we've organised, or a number of tabs here where we've organised the resources on the site. What we've done is built the Australian Catholic Education Hub with the idea of it being able to provide resources for the RE classroom. So here we've got a tab with RE resources where we've gathered things that might be useful for the RE classroom. We've also got a tab where we've gathered resources that could potentially be useful for faith, religion and faith formation activities in the school, so prayer, spirituality activities as well. There's another tab here that's for formation of staff. So if you're looking for resources to help, staff and deepen the faith engagement of your staff in the school, there's some resources here for that. And then, of course, there's 2 tabs for engaging students and engaging families. I'm going to take you through each of those, but I'm going to start under the RE Resources tab here on our archive page. As you can see here, we've got editions of Australian Catholics going all the way back to 2009 on the site. So all of the articles in all of the editions of Australian Catholics are basically available in our archive. So if you click on any of the editions, you'll be able to see all of the articles in that edition available. Now, as you're probably aware, each of our editions is built around a particular theme. So you can scroll through here and see some of the themes that we've done and covered across the years in Australian Catholics magazine. In addition to all of the articles on the site, however, we've also got a whole range of classroom resources on the site. Now, we do these each week for our audience through our email newsletter, Catholic Teacher, and then we make them available here in our archive. So under the RE Resources tab, if you go to latest classroom resources, you'll see here a list of all of the latest resources that we've done and the latest topics that we've covered in our Catholic Teacher in newsletter. If you have a look at particularly the most recent resources, you'll see that these resources actually take a particular topic, in this case, faith and science, and then unpack that topic for lower primary, upper primary, lower secondary, and upper secondary students. So each of these sections of the resources will then have, particular activities related to themes in the edition or themes that would be covered in the RE classroom. and then unpack different aspects of that theme as ideas for use in the classroom. But of course, you may not be looking for the most recent stuff. You'll probably be covering a particular topic in your RE. So what we've done is actually tried to do the job of finding and gathering the resources in a way that's helpful for you through our resource guides. And these are available under the RE resources tab, the third column down, the third item down, the AC Plus resource guides. So if you go to that page, you'll see here that all the collections of the resource guides that we have. We've got resource guides on various social justice issues. As you can see there, there's one on asylum seekers and refugees. We've got resources on other topics that might be covered, individuals like Mary MacKillop of the Cross. We've got resource guides on each of the sacraments, resource guides on major feast days, and a whole range of other topics that would be covered in RE. There are more than 2,500 articles on the website, if you include all of our magazine articles or resource guides and prayer and spirituality stuff as well. So what we've done in these is actually do the work of trying to kind of cull and bring together the best of the articles under each of these topics. So if you open up a particular resource guide, you'll see here, they're organized in sections as that cover particular aspects of that topic. So in this one here, you've got some good introductory articles, and often there are explorations articles are really good introductions to the topic. And then exploring different aspects of that topic. One thing you might note is that quite often we'll have young people's perspectives. Quite a large number of the articles in each edition we try to get written and contributed by young people, particularly through our young writers community. So, but there are also, different classroom reflections and activities related to the topic, and more fun activities as well as viewing and listening guides, which will be links to things like film reviews of films that might be of interest as well. So, if you can't find what you're looking for in our resource guides, the next place to look would be our resource finder. There's a link to it in the top of the menu here, and it's also available under the RE resources tab. So if there's a particular topic that you might not be able to find a resource guide on, you could search for that topic here under the resource finder, and it will then bring up articles that have that topic. You can also narrow down articles by audience. We have upper primary, lower primary, upper secondary, lower secondary. You can also search by resource type, different curriculum topics, and even date. So again, if you're looking for a particular topic, this is another way to find what you're looking for. In addition to that, we've also gathered some of our resources that might be useful in particular areas as well. So one of the things that we do are our Gaming the Gospels activities, which are really useful for primary school students, but also potentially for secondary school students, either as a lesson starter or as a warm-up or way to get students engaged around a topic. It's basically, we'll take a gospel story, or a theme related to a biblical theme, and we'll put a game together that kind of helps students unpack some of the message and ideas behind that. These games are ways of, just a fun way to engage, but also, get students to sort of start thinking a little bit about particular issues. So there's various games here, and we've gathered them all together in one place. The other resources we've got are our Sneaky Jesus songs. So this is where we look at the bridge between faith and culture. What are some of the themes that young people might be hearing in music and in culture that they're seeing, and that actually also reflect and mirror the themes that you'd be covering in the RE classrooms. So these we call them Sneaky Jesus songs, the songs that sort of best exemplify those themes in pop culture. So we've gathered all of those kind of together here, and that's a helpful resource for if you're looking for things to connect some of the themes you might be covering with the songs and things that are of interest to students. The other thing we've gathered together are our saints biographies. So in every edition, we'll profile a particular saint, and then we gather all of those profiles together here. So if you're looking, if you're doing a unit where they're looking at the stories of saints, or potentially for young students looking for doing confirmation and looking to kind of learn a little bit more about particular saints ahead of their confirmation. We've got a whole section here gathered with saints' biographies that would help them explore some of those stories and individuals. Now, in addition to that, the RA Resources tab, as I mentioned before, we also have resources for nurturing faith. And one of the main things we've done to help with that are our retreat guides. So these are ideas for using our resources for retreats and formation days in your school. So we've done about 5 of these guides covering things like vocations, relationships retreats, leadership, social justice or spirituality. And for each of these, we've actually put together, rather than just having a list of resources, we've actually put together session ideas that you could use on a retreat or a formation day. So in this one, the most recent one we've done ideas for sessions for exploring vocations and life choices. So here's a session here where we've done exploring what it means to have a mission from God. There's a warm-up there, an introduction, some group input and small group reflection and reflection questions there, and some closing session ideas as well. And then links to the articles that we reference here that kind of provide a little bit more in-depth ideas around exploring in-depth ideas related to each of those sessions as well. Here's another one we did that explores the game of life and some of the decisions students might face in terms of and milestones they might reach in going through their life. And this one's built around a game that we run in the magazine called The Game of Life, which is a sort of board game that explores some of the milestones young people do around faith, friends, other milestones, and family as they go through their lives. So this is just another idea for a session that you could run. Each of the retreat guides that we do has around 2 or 3 sessions, and we're adding more as we go. In addition to that, we've also made available some resources that we do for our parish audiences under that Nurturing the Faith tab there. So we have weekly scripture reflections. So these are built around the Sunday Gospel readings, and we publish them each Monday before the Sunday afterwards, before the Sunday relevant to those readings. So they will have links to the readings as well as reflections that you can take people through that go through those readings. So they're kind of a helpful kind of way for to run a session reflecting on the gospel, either for staff or students at the school. In addition to that, we also have weekly prayers of the people available under that tab. So again, these will be really good homeroom prayers. Each one of these has an introductory reflection, a prayer focus for the week, and then some sample intercessions for the week. And they're very relevant. They're relevant to whatever's happening in the world today because we publish new ones every single week. So if you're looking for something kind of to run as a homeroom prayer every week, you don't need to search everywhere. You can just come here and see the latest of our prayers of the people. In addition to that, also under that Nurturing Faith tab, we have our Catholic Teacher Calendar. So this is a calendar that we put together that highlights some upcoming both religious feast days as well as feast days in the broader world that would be being covered. So you can have a look here and see what's coming up. But what we've also done to make it even more useful is put together if you click on any of the links for that day, we've actually pulled together some articles that are relevant to that day as well. So it's not only kind of a good guide for you to see what's coming up, it's also another way to find resources, relevant resources for your school. In addition to that, I mentioned before, we have a whole section where we have some professional learning resources for schools. So each term we run 2 professional learning sessions for our subscribing schools. Each of these sessions runs for an hour, and we look at them as practitioners talking to practitioners. We'll have a particular theme, and then we'll bring in some experts around that theme to talk about how they go and approach it in their work, and then make it open so that other participants can either share or ask questions and provoke a little bit of a discussion in there as well. So these professional learning sessions we run 2 per term. Those in some dioceses, particularly the Victorian dioceses, we also have them accredited on their platform. So if you attend the live session, we will take attendance at that session and upload attendance to the platform. In other places, schools have, participated in the session and then had it accredited themselves as well. The other opportunity in there is we also have links to previous sessions. So also under that Teaching Hub page, there's a professional learning archive. So here you can see all of the previous sessions we've done. As I mentioned before, each of these goes for an hour. So if you're looking to run professional learning at your school, you could potentially show one of these sessions or show 10 or 20 minutes from one of these sessions and then have a conversation with your staff around some of the themes and issues raised as well. So these are available again if you're looking to kind of run and do some professional learning at the school. There's 20 sessions in total, and of course we're adding 2 more each term, so the archive is continuing to grow. In addition to that, just to mention, we're also available to do webinars at your schools. So there are a number of topics listed here on the page, but if you're looking to explore particular topics, we have a great network of contributors, but also people on staff who can explore and provide some insights in your school on particular topics. So if you're interested in doing an online workshop for your staff and students, please get in touch as well. I mentioned before, we've got a number of initiatives for engaging students. These are under our Engaging Students tab here. Each year we run our Young Voices Award. This is a program that this is a competition for young students across Australia to get to contribute, to have their voice heard, I guess. The idea each year we build it around a particular theme. And there are sections for articles, sections for digital entrants, which means podcasts or video, and sections for photographs. So encourage your students. We launch each year in term 1, and the winners will be in our spring edition, which comes out at the end of August. In addition to that, we also run an annual internship program for students. So this is, we run this every year. We open it up to students in years 10 and 11. Applications are open in term 1, and we run the program as an online experience for young people in May each year. They join us for a week online while at school, but outside of their class. We have guest speakers come in. The students are given the opportunity to plan and write articles for the edition, and then their work is featured in the spring edition, which comes out at the end of August. So it's a great opportunity if you've got young people in your school interested in media or publishing. In addition to that, we've also got a young writers community. I mentioned before that a number of our articles in each edition are written by young people, and we source this through our young writers community. So every edition, an email goes out to that young writers community with a list of the themes of the edition, and then they get to pitch in articles to us that they would like to write for the edition. So if you've got any young people who might be interested in joining that community, there's a link there to an online form to fill out. The community is also open to teachers. So if you're a teacher of young writers and you want to kind of see what opportunities are available for young people, you're also welcome to sign up. Just fill in the form there and submit, and you'll then go on our young writers community list. We've also got some resources here for engaging families. Now, we know a lot of schools purchase Australian Catholics magazine and send it home to parents, and it's a great way to kind of just have something in the home that's engaging, that's interesting, engaging, and open for parents to sort of explore a little bit of what Catholic faith is and how it connects with their lives. But of course, some schools are all electronic these days, and so we've make some of our articles available for schools to use in their newsletters as well. So here on our families blog, we've got articles that we think might be useful for you to link to or use in your school newsletter. In addition to that, under the Engaging Families tab, we've also got some book reviews. So we publish reviews of books that people might be interested in. We also publish film reviews from the Australian Catholic Film and TV Office. So again, and make these available for schools to use as well. Finally, just before I finish up, a couple of plugs. If you haven't signed up for our Catholic Teacher e-newsletter, there's a link at the top of our website here. Sign up. This one's free. And it comes out and it has, you know, articles and resources and other links that might be useful for teachers in schools. So it's sign up through our website here to receive that Catholic Teacher e-newsletter. And finally, if your school is interested in having a gift for your graduating students, maybe you could consider Finding God's Traces. This is a book that we publish each year, and plenty of schools purchase it in bulk to provide to their graduating class as something that they can take with them for the journey. The book has some really great insights that draw from the Catholic tradition and offers them sort of daily reflections that they can pick up at any time in their lives, and that they can find some kind of something to journey with them. There are also some beautiful images that are provided by Josephite Jane Maisie in there as well. So if you're interested in that, we have more of information available on the Australian Catholics website under the Nurturing Faith tab there. Thanks very much for your time. Please get in touch if you're interested in subscribing to Australian Catholics magazine.